to decide, oh, which way to go. I think I'm in a wrong turn back there somewhere. Hello, my family, Jumbo. Hey, my loves. How are we doing? How are we doing? I've been reading the comments. We're going to have a good time today. We are going to have a good time today. What's up, Denard? Hey, Tracy. Listen, it is what it is. How dare you? How dare you? How are we doing, family? Before I get started, let me let the Instagram people know, because the Instagram people refuse to come over to YouTube, but we love them. We love them. We love them anyhow. Any way you bless me, I'll be satisfied. All right, let's get it together. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Hey, Star Family. Right now on YouTube, we are discussing bonnets and people minding Black women's business. Come and join me as we talk about it. We'll be here for a while. I'm looking at the comments. Oh, we're going to get into it. So come on and join me. Let's chat. We can agree to disagree, or we can agree all the way through the video, whatever it is. I want to see you there. Bye. Mwah. Oh, link in bio. Link in bio. Oh, God, do I got lipstick on my teeth? No, I got lipstick all over my teeth. Why didn't nobody say nothing? Why didn't anybody say anything? Me. Oh, damn, I do. Lipstick all over my teeth. Hold on. Hold on. I apologize for the new people here. The regular people know what it is. I'm home. Hey, this is how it is. I'm home. I don't know just where we start. I gotta stop wearing dark lipstick. Oh, it looks so good. It's a nude. It's a nude. That's what it is. This is my nude. This is my nude, so I can't help it. Right? Woo, child. All right. Oh, child, lipstick averted. Like, I can't help it because my nude is chocolate. I'm a chocolate girl. Hey. So that's my nude. So I got to do what I got to do. All right, let me take this off. Let me take this off. Oh, my gosh, Lord, it's starting to get hot in LA. Starting to get hot in LA. Let me tell you something. LA got 2 seasons. Warm and hell. I'm not ready for the hell. I'm not ready for the hell. Let's see if we can do this again. There we go. Hey, Star Family, join me over at YouTube Hey, Star Family, join me over at YouTube right now. We are discussing bonnets and people in Black women's business. Come on, we may agree to disagree, but whatever it is, I want you here to talk about it. See you soon. Bye. I'm cute. I'm so cute. I'm so cute. Look how adorable. 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 Yes. I'm sorry. I keep on looking at myself. I am so cute. I'm going to miss being adorable because I'm going into my second phase of life, which is just hot, unapologetically hot. But I'm going to miss being adorable. I'm going to miss being adorable. It is what it is. How are y'all doing? Bria said, come through bonnets and hoops. That's right. That's right. That's right. Hey, family. Oh, I will say this, right? Because everybody has various opinions. And y'all know we talk about a lot of stuff over here at Nikki Star TV. But what I want to make sure we do is remain respectful, right? Like, even if you want to at somebody in the comments to disagree, make sure you talk to them the way you want to be talked to. That's all I'll say about that. Don't get, we don't want no fights. Not within the Star family. We don't fight each other. Okay, so we're not going to do that. We're not. I'm trying to get the last bit of this twisted peppermint. I told you I'm a Bath and Body Works hoe. But we can agree to disagree, but we always do it in love. Can I get an amen? Amen. So, oh, this is the Black person thing. I don't know any other culture that does this, but Black people, we will get all of our lotion out of the bottle before we get rid of it. I paid for this. Yep. I feel like there's still just a bit more. There we go. There we go. A little bit of African American culture. A little bit of African American culture right there for you. That's what you get when you come here to Nikki Star TV's chats. We talk about a lot. We go all over the place, but there's always some teaching. There's always some comedy, and there's always some love. Oh, this right here is the truth. It smells delicious, and my hands are so soft. My hands are so soft. How are we doing? Maisie said, my husband is a Bath and Body Works hoe too. Yes, husband. Yes, husband. He'll drop money on candles like nobody's business. Their candles are the truth. Listen, not all of them have the strongest scent. One they have, I don't know about you, but I like a powerful candle too. And their most powerful candle to date for me is their eucalyptus mint. You don't even have to burn it. You just put a eucalyptus mint candle in the room, and my God, today it's eucalyptus and it's mint. Love it. Their mint candle, it got to get a little stronger. It has to get a little stronger. Their mint candle and their birthday cake candle, I think that's what it's called. It has to get, got to get a little bit stronger. But other than that, I'm a Bath and Body Works hoe. I'm a Bath and Body Works hoe. Proud of it. Even though I make my own candles. I do, but I only do that during the holiday season. Because who the hell has the time outside of that? Who in the hell has the time? All right, we got 146 in the room. Let's get the lights up. I'm trying to wait because I realized this morning I didn't advertise it. I only advertise on YouTube. I have to do better about that. I have to do better about that. So I'm just like, I didn't let people know. It is what it is. Shout out to the playback gang. Shout out to the playback gang. Come on in the room. Oh, come on in the room. Yeah, we got so much to talk about. So won't you come on in the room? Oh, new people, this is what we do. This is how we welcome everybody in the room. I'm Christian. Come on, Black Christian. Black liberal Christian or progressive. Both. Come on in the room. Whoa, come on in the room. Yeah, we got so much to talk about. So won't you come on in the room? What's up, basically, Brittany? Basically, Brittany is in the building. What's up, sis? Come on in the room. Oh, come on in the room. Hey, Nathaniel. I didn't mean to say your name when I was joking. We got so much to talk about. So won't you come on in the room? What's up, pretty kitty? Come on in the room. Hey, Phil. Come on in the room. Come on, come on. We got so much to talk about. I said we got so much to talk about. I said we got so much to talk about. So won't you come on in the room? Marlene, where are you? You said you were going to be here today. Or did you? Did you respond? Did you say you were going to be here today? Hold on. Because I'm waiting to shout you out. Yay, come on in the room, Marlene. We here. We here. Come on in the room. Whoa, come on in the room. What's up, Connie? We got so much to talk about. I said we got so much to talk about. I said we got so much to talk about. Because everybody is in Black women's business. Why? Why don't y'all leave us alone like you always do until y'all need us to vote or march? Stay out of our business. Come on in the room. Whoa, come on in the room. Come on, come on. We got so much to talk about. I said we got so much to talk about. We are the least protected group of human beings in this freaking universe. Sorry, aliens, but I don't know y'all, but I just feel like we will still be oppressing your planet. I said what I said. The least protected, but everybody is in our business. Everybody is in our business, and none of it is to protect us. All of it is to just continue to harm us. I'm tired. I'm tired. Come on in the room. Come on, come on, come on in the room. Come on, come on. We got so much to talk about. That's right, Sly Cat. That's right. We got so much to talk about. I said we got so much to talk about. I said we got so much to talk about. So won't you come on in the room? Come on. Let's talk about it. Also, happy Pride. Happy Pride to our brothers, sisters, and everybody in between or outside. All our non-binary, binary, trans, LGBTQ family. Hey! Celebrate for me at all the Pride festivals going on in the United States. I won't be there. I love y'all, but it's just, I got to ease back into going out. I realize that I'm just not there yet. I'm just not ready, especially with new variants popping up. I'm going to stay in. But I want y'all to have fun. I want y'all to have a good time celebrating our LGBTQ fam, because you should. You should be celebrated. You should be loved. Have a good time. Take the celebration to every month, every day, and every hour, because you should be proud to be who you are, and you should be protected. And straight people and people who call themselves allies, make sure you look out for our LGBTQ fam, not just every day, but especially during this time, because at a time when they are celebrated, this also is a time when a lot of people who do not like them try to rise up and harm them, whether it be a message on Facebook, whether it be somebody trying to confront them. Allies, let's do our part. If you consider yourself an ally, do your part and protect our LGBTQ family. We love y'all. Celebrate safely. Have a good time, because we got to kill a virus out there. Have a good time, and love on yourself. You should be loved. You should be celebrated. Wear your mask. I know people are vaccinated, but I'm gonna be the mama. I'm gonna be your auntie. Wear your mask, please. Because you're celebrating. You also have to realize you are a marginalized community, and the response won't be the same for you if something happens. We have learned this. Shout out to the 80s babies. We have learned this. So be careful, but have a good time. I don't want to take it back from your celebration, but do what you can to keep yourself safe. This virus is not gone. People are just getting vaccinated. So do what you can to be safe. We love y'all. Have a good time celebrating. If you call yourself an ally, do your part. Do your part. Anyway, let's get into it. Oh, I want to make sure I can see my flag, because I told you about that person who had a little bit of something to say. Where you at? Oh, I blocked you. There's a blessing in the block button. Did you hear what I said? I said there's a blessing. Hallelujah. In the block button. YouTubers, don't fight them people. Don't get into the comments and fight them people block. They'll learn. They'll learn. Sometimes you gotta give the ride to that spoiled child. Sometimes you gotta do it. Yeah. Yes, it was what it was. I said it and I meant it, and I'm here to represent it. Yes. We're on the road to 13K. Listen to my moderator, Shonda. Love you. And shout out to all my moderators. I could not do this without you. Thank you all so much. We got 186 in the building. Let's get it to 1 billion. Let's get it to 1 billion people in this comment section talking about bonnets and black women. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. We are a mass vaccinated family over here. Listen, if you don't or not vaccinated, you can't get vaccinated. Live your life, right? And I'm not forcing you to do that. I'm saying that's for me in my house. We're vaccinated. We are vaccinated. We are Pfizer her. This girl is on Pfizer. This girl is on Pfizer. Yes, I am. Pretty Kitty said my pride is definitely going to be virtual. Yeah. I remember not too long ago, I think I took a picture of it. This guy, he tweeted, he said, I'm going to continue to wear my mask even though I'm vaccinated, because a month ago, people were putting gas in trash bags. I'm vaccinated for me, right? because I have to protect me because I can't trust that everybody will do what they need to do to get this virus out of here. So that's what I'm talking about. Do the best that you can for you and for your health. Because I remember when my grandmother was teaching me how to drive. Yes, she was. She couldn't even drive her damn self, which is probably why I drive like this. But anyway, she could have been on Fast and Furious. Anyway, she told me when she was teaching me how to drive, she said, don't just drive for you. When you are driving, make sure you are driving for everybody else. It's not just for you, because you can't be sure that the person next to you knows what they're doing in the car. Don't trust anybody else on the road. So you make sure you're watching every car around you as well as the road. I do it. I do it. Only been in one accident. One accident my whole life. Because of that, I look out for everybody else as well, because like my grandmother said, you can't trust that everybody on the road knows what they're doing. And she's right. And she's right. Shake it fast. Hey, wig it fast. Shake it fast. Show me what you're working with. One last thing before I get into it. Did y'all see that lady? First of all, it was a whole teenager. Did y'all see that teenager that fought the bear? The only reason why I'm talking about this is because Mystical, he was doing a freestyle, and he was like, if you ever see me fight something, if you ever see me wrestling with a grizzly bear, help the bear. And so I just instantly thought of that song when I saw that girl. Like, did she punch that bear in the face? Ma'am. And it was a whole teenager. I said, oh, you love them dogs. I'm going to tell you right now. I would just have to, charge it to the game. Charge it to the game, but living in the mountains, I would not be punching a bear for my dogs, which is probably why I'm not a pet owner. Okay. I had 2 goldfish and 1 cat. Ran away when he was in heat. Never did it again because obviously I'm not the one to own a pet. But she punched that bear dead in his face and then looked at him. She punched him and looked at him like, what's up? And then got her dogs. Girl. I'm never getting in a fight with you. I'm losing. Michaela D said, I'm about to take my nursing midterm and thought I'd pop in and say hi, Miss Nikki Star TV. Say hi to Mama Star. Love you too, sis. Can't wait to watch it later on. Shout out to the replay gang. Thank you, Michaela. Yes, you haven't heard this story about Mr. Boopas? That was my cat. It was my fault. He was not neutered. I just didn't believe in mutilating my animal. I've been an activist, okay? And I would not allow my parents to do that. My mom was just like, you have to be responsible for the consequences. I didn't understand at the time what heat was. I just didn't, want to hurt him. I didn't want him to get cut in any kind of way. And one day he was in heat and his girlfriend was outside of we lived in, what's the projects? It's the projects now, but it was, it was becoming a project. But we lived in this apartment building, and she was out in the alleyway just screaming for him. Like screaming for him. And I was like, what is it? I thought somebody was being stabbed. And I noticed that Mr. Boopas was going crazy. Like he was tearing at the door, like, and I'm like, what is going on? I didn't understand. I was a baby. I didn't understand. And my mom came home from work, and as soon as she opened the door that he was scratching at, he took off running. When she heard him screaming, she started running out the alleyway. They met up. I didn't see him again until the first day of the 3rd grade. When I was walking to school, he walked out from a parked car, and like we caught eyes. Such a beautiful moment. We caught eyes, and I was like, Mr. Boopas! And I like started running over to him, and he looked at me, and then all of a sudden, like 3 kittens walked behind him, and then that heifer walked after the 3 kittens. She looked at me, looked at him, he turned his head and walked away, and I ain't seen him since. I cried the whole day. The first day of 3rd grade, I cried the whole day. And my teachers, thought that it was because I was, sad about going to school or something like that. And I didn't want to go to school, and I didn't want the summer to be over. No, I was crying because, my family pet left me for another woman. That's the story of Mr. Boopas. She looked me dead in my eye and then looked at him and was just like, what? You're not going back to that. Let's go. And he left. Last time I owned a pet. Simply Simone said that cat was like, baby, who is this? Who is this? Absolutely. So yeah, that was the last time I owned a pet. Anyway, we have been here long enough. We're up to 206 in the room. Let's get started. I thought I told you guys the story of Mr. Boopas. I thought I told you that. But yeah, that's the story. We waited enough time. The Instagram people should be here. The YouTube people are here. Let's get it popping. My Facebook people are already here. We are ready. We are ready. Guys, in the comment section, let me know, because I got a lot of unanswered Instagram. I got a lot of Instagram messages from you guys. I'm not going to answer them unless unless it's about what we're talking about now. So if it is, hit me up in the comment section and let me know if you sent me something on Instagram that is about what we're about to talk about today. So what we're going to talk about is just people minding Black women's business and bonnets. There have been a lot of people talking. It's such a non-event though, right? It's such a non-event. There have been a lot of people talking about Black women wearing bonnets at the airport and how it doesn't look professional, and how, I'm just writing down my timestamps, guys, hold on. And how it doesn't look professional, and how we should wear our hair a certain way when we're at the airport. And a lot of rappers were talking about it. And then Monique got into it as the auntie to speak on how, I guess, younger Black women should dress in public. Before I comment, I'm going to let you watch it so you can get your own understanding of it. And then we can talk about it as a family, because y'all know how I feel. Y'all know how I feel at this point. At this point. But I want to see where you guys are at. I don't want to talk about it. I want you guys to actually watch it and then get your own. Oh, Tracy. Okay. Tracy, thank you so much for the Cash App, my love. Thank you, Tracy. Tracy said, check your Instagram messages. Oh, gosh. Okay. Hold on. I got something from Tracy. Wait a minute, Tracy. Is it what happened? Because the way you just said this got me nervous. Okay. Tracy wants me to. Okay. Listen. Tracy said, I got something to say. So let's get into what Tracy said. Tracy said this. Tracy is one of my amazing moderators. She makes a lot of the shirts that I wear here on my YouTube channel. So Tracy said, wearing flip-flops or slides are not more effort than wearing slippers. Wearing leggings or sweatpants are not more of an effort than wearing pajamas. Wearing a turban or a headscarf is not more energy than a bonnet. If a situation happens, the news crews pull someone from the bonnet or slippers PJ crew in hopes that they will make a fool of themselves on the news. And most of the time they turn into a meme that we all laugh at. I don't wear nothing from outside, from outside in my house. I shower as soon as I come in the house. Learned that from my grandmother. All facts. All facts. I'm not going to fight you there. All facts. And I will definitely, thank you so much again for the Cash App, Tracy. And I will definitely come back to this after we watch the video about Monique, because I do have to add to that. But let me make sure I got everybody in here. Want to make sure I didn't miss anything. All right, guys. I am going to play the video, and then you can talk amongst yourselves, and we'll get into it after. Brace yourself. Here we go.
Hey, my sweet babies. So, it took me a minute to say what I'm getting ready to say, because I want to make sure I'm not saying it in judgment, and I want to make sure I'm saying it from a place of love. Y'all, some of y'all have given me the title of auntie, and I'm honored that y'all do that, right? But there are times where auntie got to talk to her babies and say some real shit. So yesterday, I was in the airport in Atlanta because I'm in Jackson, Mississippi now at Chuckles Comedy Club, right? And we got 3 shows tonight. We got a matinee at 5:30, then we got 7, then we got 10, right? And I'm excited. I always love going to the stage. So when we got to the airport yesterday, I was excited, like, all right, baby, let's go get him in Jackson, Mississippi. And as we began to walk through the airport, I saw so many, actually too many to count and too many for me to tap. But I saw so many of our young sisters in head bonnets, scarves, slippers, pajamas, blankets wrapped around them, and this is how they're showing up to the airport. And I've been seeing it, not just at the airport, I've been seeing it at the store, at the mall. I've been seeing sisters showing up with these bonnets and headscarves and their slippers. And the question that I'm having to you, my sweet babies, when did we lose pride in representing ourselves? When did we step away of, let me make sure I'm presentable when I leave my home? Let me make sure I'm representing the family I created so that if I'm out in the street, I look like I have pride in myself. And I'm not saying no full face of makeup. I'm not saying no full front lace frontal. I'm not saying none of that. All I'm saying is, could you please comb your hair? And if you don't want to comb your hair, they got enough shit out here now, baby, where you can style yourself up and look like you have pride. I'm not saying you don't have pride, but the representation that you're showing, someone would have to ask you to know that you had it. So my sweet babies, for the ones that do call me auntie, I love you for real. Even the ones that don't, I love y'all asses too. But the babies that say auntie to me, please listen to auntie. Always have pride in your representation of you. It's not to get a man. It is just your representation of you, my sweet babies. So I'm just giving y'all a warning. If I see you in the streets, in the airport, in the Walmart, and you got a bonnet on and you got slippers on and you looking like what the fuck, Aunt Nikki gonna tap you and say, hey, baby girl, show you what you worth. Show you what you deserve. So all of those posts that you see celebrities putting out there saying, hey, queen, hey, queen, hey, queen, well, can we start putting it into action? So I'm asking our wiser sisters, when we see our little babies out there looking like they just don't care, and I'm not saying y'all don't, it looks like it. Can we just tap them and say, baby girl, you deserve more than what you're showing. Represent you with pride, my babies. And that may be a part of us helping our community. Because if you look like you don't give a damn, how you going to be treated? So when I say, hey, queen, I can only say it to the sisters that it belongs to. Because a lot of us are still in queen training. So if you're in queen training, stop being fearful of taking your position. And queens don't walk around with bonnets and headscarves and slippers and pajamas. That's for the house. When you go outside, represent you, baby, like you are worthy and you deserve the title of Hey Queen. Aunt Nikki love y'all for real, and I ain't never gonna BS you. Stop wearing them damn bonnets and headscarves looking like don't nobody give a damn about you, nor do you give a damn about yourself. Because you beautiful. So represent it. I love y'all for real, my babies.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Listen. Oh, hold on. So I can really give y'all the effect. Hey, my sweet babies. Aunt Star Star has something to say. Monique, love and respect you as an elder of the community. Love and respect you as a queen of comedy. Absolutely disagree with you 1000% on this very male and white gaze centered opinion that you have of Black women wearing bonnets, right? The reason why I say that is because the entire video was about what people will think of Black women because they're wearing bonnets. Had absolutely nothing to do with empowering Black women. It had everything to do what our men would say and what white people will say. This video was about appeasing the white community so that we have to go out and act a certain way, look a certain way, think a certain way, do things a certain way so that our men will not be embarrassed or look down upon us and want to marry us. And so that white people will look at us as a community to be respected and protected. It has absolutely nothing to do with Black women and queendom. Listen, I love Black pride, right? I love that we, latch on to the idea that we come from kings and queens, right? We don't really know that, but it's helped us get through. So it is what it is. What we do know for certain is that we are the beginning of humanity, period. Look it up. Look it up, right? So as your mother, as the mother of creation, I just want to let you know that that auntie was dead wrong. Dead wrong. Let me first get into, I'm going to break down everything that she said in her video, and then we'll start to chat. So she said, a lie. This is a lie. I don't believe for a second that you were at the airport after Black women in bonnets was trending on Twitter. I do not believe for a second that you were at the airport and you saw a Black woman in slippers. They probably were wearing them fuzzy Uggs and you didn't know what it was. You didn't know the fashion, because a lot of people right now, especially Black women who are freaking trendsetters, it is what it is, especially the sister from the hood. Let's stop it. Everybody takes from her. They take her identity, they take her fashion sense, and they profit from it while still making the hood, the ghetto, fabulous Black woman feel like she is not worthy. But everybody's wearing her identity and making money. Anyway, so you probably saw some sisters in those fuzzy Uggs, but I do not believe for 1 second that you saw a Black woman in a bonnet with slippers and pajamas wrapped around in a blanket. Get the hell out of here. I'm not buying it. I'm not saying that that doesn't happen, but I do not believe after Black women in bonnets was trending that Monique saw what the whole issue was about and saw that. I'm just like, oh my goodness, this is trending on Twitter. I also saw, while I was on my way to Chuckles, I also saw that Black women were in the airport dressed like, they were at a sleepover. You did not see that. I don't believe it for 1 second. I think there was something that was trending and you wanted to be trending as well. You wanted to get in on the bashing. You wanted to get in on the conversation because it is something that has been talked about in our community for a very long time, which is policing the identity of Black bodies, specifically within the Black community, Black women, because we don't never police them Black boys the way we police Black women, right? So you wanted to get in on a conversation of a trending topic. Just say that. I would have given you that. I would have given you if you started off with, hey, my sweet babies, I saw on Twitter, everybody's talking about it. So I just wanted to come and say to you as an auntie, I would have bought that, but I'm not buying this BS that you saw a sister wrapped up in a comforter with a bonnet and fuzzy slippers. I'm not buying it. It's a lie, right? But everybody wants to get in on tearing us down because it's what everybody does very well. And it's what everybody does to make money, right? Because this conversation of talking about us is getting people traction. It's getting people trending. I didn't want to jump into the conversation for a lot of reasons. One, I respect Monique as a comedic actress. She is a Black comedic actress. She is somebody who has definitely opened the door for a lot of, Black comedic actresses that have come after, Black comedians as well, right? Black women comedians as well. She is also somebody who went through a lot for demanding her worth from Netflix. And, I saw how the community, specifically Black men, were speaking about it. The same Black men who she is protecting over Black women. Get help, get help. Anyway, so I saw how she was treated, and I just did not want to have a difference of opinion from somebody who was raked through the coals in our community. The only reason why I'm speaking on this now is because I'm seeing a lot of people, young people, saying that this woman is right. And I just want to say to young Black girls, let me tell you something. You are the beginning of everything, whether you believe it or not. They say everything that you do is ghetto, is ignorant, is low class. But then the next thing they do is they copy it and they profit from it. Because I remember back in the day when baby hairs and hoops was ghetto. Now every white woman on the red carpet is wearing it. Now it's fashion, high fashion. It's style. It's walking down the New York and Paris and Milan runways. Really? Really? But the young Black girls who was, fixing themselves to have baby hair because they wanted to make it look like they have a certain texture, because the texture of their hair was torn down by not only people outside of their community, in their own community. So they ain't want you to know they had the 4C. They wanted you to believe that they had a little 3C or a little 3B curl, a little 1B, right? So they would either press their hair, perm their hair, or just the beginning of their hair and lay this down so that you can think that they have a different texture. And because they did that, because it was on a Black body from a certain class, it was ghetto, it was hood, it was ignorant. But now they're doing it today. Wear your bonnets, have a good time, because I guarantee you, it's going to be walking down a Gucci runway and everybody's going to start to do it. You are the beginning of everything great. Don't you ever in your life think that you aren't. Don't you ever in your life think that you are less than. They want you to believe that you are less than because they don't want you to profit off of the creativity that is born inside of you. That you say something and everybody takes it and profit from it but you. Shout out to On Fleek. Shout out to On Fleek. It's a Black girl in her car having a good time. Everybody took that word and went viral and everybody made money off of that but her. Peaches Monroe, I believe that's what her name is. Everybody made money off of it but her. But in the beginning, it was ghetto. On Fleek. Oh my God, what the hell is on Fleek? Now it's on t-shirts. Freaking companies, major companies were using it. But it was ghetto in the beginning, right? So I honestly don't buy that idea that Monique saw these Black women in the airport dressed like that. I think she just wanted to get on a trending topic, a popular trending topic, which is the abuse of Black women. It is what it is, or the abuse or bastardization of Black women. Shout out to Black, use that term wise, loosely, comedians who have Black men and Black women who have become extremely successful by this social media viral image of the angry, ignorant Black woman. You know, the Black men, these social media comedians. Comedians use it very loosely, because if you're not funny without the wig, are you really a comic? If your only gimmick is putting on bright lipstick in a wig and turning your lips up and saying, oh my God, why are you cheating on me? If that is all you have, are you really a comic without it? Absolutely not. So I use that term loosely, but it's a way that people describe them. So a lot of them today have become very successful off of that image. I'm telling you, a lot of them are eating very well. A lot of them are getting Netflix specials. A lot of them are starting huge businesses, making a profit off of this bastardization of Black female identity, especially from a certain class. So that same woman that they bash, they also eat off of handsomely. And this is what Monique was throwing her hat in to do. Because look, she's trending. People are talking about what she said, but the only reason that I'm speaking on it is because what she's saying is really dangerous. And I don't want anybody, especially any young people, thinking that what she's saying is the truth. I will give her this, right? I will actually give her this when she was talking about wearing something so that dressing a certain way so that we can be protected. I will give that to our elders, right? Our elders are the people who tell us, the younger generation, to dress a certain way so that we won't be stopped by the police, so that we won't be raped, right? But why are we not combating the system that stops and frisks us or assumes that we are a criminal because of how we're dressed? Why are we not attacking that system, but attacking the person abused by that system? I don't understand that, right? Why are you telling, and I grew up with this in church, why are you telling young women, young Black women specifically, because that's what I'm talking about, but I know it happens to young women across the board as well. But why are you telling young Black women how to dress? Like, I remember in church, we couldn't show our shoulders. We couldn't wear anything that had too much cleavage. A turtleneck was fine, but everything else, you can't do that because you don't want to lead the men to sin. You're literally telling me that if I show my shoulders, some freaking deacon is going to rape me? Fix that damn church. There's a problem with the deacon, not my shoulders. But that's what, we all have had an elder tell us, oh, baby, put a slip on. Oh, baby, don't wear that. Oh, baby, because the men are going to do this and the men are going to do that. But something the hell is wrong with your men. Ain't nothing wrong with my knees. Ain't nothing wrong with my cleavage. Ain't nothing wrong with my shoulders. Something is wrong with the men. But we always go back to the people who are being abused by people or by a system, by a church theology. We always go back to them and try to fix the victim. We never want to address, attack, or fix the oppressor or the abuser. That is a huge issue, but I do understand what she was saying because that's a conversation that we have all had, whether that has been said to us, especially young Black women from the elders in our community, whether it's right or wrong. They have, I believe it's wrong, but they have said, we have had those conversations. You got to dress like this so they won't think you like this. You got to dress like this so the men won't harm you. You got to dress like this so the police won't stop you. We're always, going to the victim and telling them what they need to do to stay alive and not attacking the system that wants to harm them. Huge problem. But I understand what she is saying because that is just what we have done in our community. We keep on, as Black people, Black Americans in this nation, we keep on adjusting ourselves in ways to not be harmed by white people. When you're a Black woman, you continue to adjust yourself in ways to not be harmed by Black people, not be harmed by non-Black people of color, and to not be harmed by the men in our community. It's exhausting, absolutely exhausting, just existing in this world as a Black woman. But that was that comment that she made. I didn't agree with it, but I understood that where she was coming from. I understood within her speaking about that she was speaking from our culture. And that is what we do. Dress a certain way, speak a certain way. It's all about our safety and our protection. My only issue is that we have to stop addressing that, right? We have to stop telling our Black people in general, you dress this way, speak this way, or do this to stay alive. We have to now, because we have the knowledge that it doesn't work. We have the knowledge that we can have great education, that we could go to Ivy League schools, that we can be wealthy, that we can be, famous, that we cannot wear a bonnet and we will still get shot dead in the head and it will be blasted on national TV and nothing will be done. Sandra Bland did not have a bonnet on. She was still murdered. Right? I don't know if Breonna Taylor had a bonnet on in her bed, but she was in her home sleep and she was still murdered. We can't even be awake. My God, today the woman was asleep and she was still slaughtered. There's nothing that we can do. There's nothing that we can say. There's no way that we can dress. There's no way that we can carry ourselves that will not get us slaughtered. So to my elders, that has not worked. We gotta try something else. Maybe we can stop addressing each other about how to survive, and let's look at the person who is the culture or the systems that is keeping us in danger. That's what needs to change. Not me. I'm perfect just the way I am. The system that keeps me out of places, that closes doors to me because of my skin color, because of my sex, that's what has to change. The system that will not rent to me, that will not let me buy land in that area because of how I speak, that needs to be changed, not me. I'm fine the way I am. And the reason why I know that I'm fine the way I am, not only am I fine the way I am, I'm perfect, is because everybody takes my identity and eats off of it handsomely. There ain't nothing wrong with me. There ain't nothing wrong with Black women. Absolutely nothing wrong with us. Everybody takes our identity and becomes extremely wealthy but us. So how you going to tell me that something is wrong with me when everything I do, everybody recreates and profits off of it handsomely? How you going to tell me that something is wrong with me? It's not. I'm perfect. If I'm not the best damn thing that's happened to this world, I don't know who else is. Who else is being more copied than me? I'll wait. Exactly. Nobody. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with Black women. We're not going to say that lie. We're not. You can't convince me anymore. There is too many receipts out there that my identity is that girl. Too many receipts, baby. Too many receipts. Before I move on to the next subject, I want to talk to Kayla M. Thank you so much for the super chat. Kayla M said, not my first day at my career, and I still find time to watch Nikki. LOL, hashtag fix the men, and make sure you like before you leave. Oh, thank you, Kayla. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. All right, the next thing that we're going to get to is, so we're in a bonnet, because Monique said that when she sees Black women in a bonnet, it means that they don't have pride. Maybe I just want to protect my hair. That's what a bonnet is for. Maybe I just want to protect my hair. I actually, let me take off my auntie robe because I'm getting a little hot. But I do not wear bonnets on airplanes, not because I care about anybody else's gaze. I'm that girl. I'm telling you, Black woman, you better find out who the hell you are. I'm telling you right now, you are that girl. Nobody is being watched and copied more than you. You got to know who the hell you are. Anyway, I don't wear a bonnet on the plane because I don't have a plain bonnet. I'm going to get one now, and I want somebody to walk up on me. I have an airport turban, right? Because I do not want my beautiful black locks touching an airplane headrest where everybody, I don't know if everybody, is taking care of their hair. I don't know if, I'm not laying my head on a funky headrest because somebody, listen, there was a man that went viral for having worms in his hair and he was on a bus. I don't know if they don't got worms. I don't know if the back of their head is dirty, but I know that especially if I'm on a 5-hour plus flight, I'm going to take a nap at some point. I'm going to lean back at some point. So I have my airport turban that I wear, and it's only for the airport. I wash every time I travel, but that is my airport turban. I'm not wearing my hair out on a funky airplane. It's just not happening, right? That does not mean that I don't have pride. It means that I want to protect my hair. That's the same thing happening with Black women in bonnets. Maybe we got a freaking doobie that we don't feel like taking down for a plane ride. Why does that affect how people see me and how people will treat me? Because it don't happen with anybody else. So why is it okay for that to happen to me? That should have been where Monique was coming from. She should have been like, hey, my loves, hey, my sweeties, my kings and queens. The way certain people use that, it's very problematic. That's another video. But anyway, that's where I believe she should have came from. It's just like Black women are wearing a protective head wrap or whatever because they just want to protect their hair while they're flying. I wholeheartedly agree with that because that's what I do. I just don't wear a bonnet because all of my bonnets are home bonnets, but that doesn't mean that I don't have pride. It just means that I want to protect my hair. And I'm pretty sure the imaginary Black women that you saw at the airport in bonnets and in a whole comforter and fuzzy slippers, I'm pretty sure those imaginary Black women had the same idea. I just want to protect my hair while I sleep on this long freaking flight. I'm telling you, if you think I'm going to be on a long flight and I'm going to be wearing my hair out and, got my bundles and everything laying, if I look like that on an airplane, I'm going for a quick trip to, you know, an appointment. I'm going to see, as soon as I get off that airplane, I'm going to run into something that I'm trying to get with. That's the only way you're going to see me with this hair out. Who is picking Nikki up? You know. But other than that, I'm wearing a protective style. That's what I think those imaginary Black women were doing. She also mentioned that Black women, when you walk out with the bonnet, not only are you not not only are you presenting yourself with pride, you are also disrespecting everybody in your family. To hell with that. That's why a lot of Black women today have a lot of anxiety. Yes, you too, auntie, you too, mama, you too, Mima, you too, grandmama. When you say my nerves is bad, you got freaking anxiety. Why do you have anxiety? Because you have to go out and represent the entire Black community on your shoulders when you're just probably trying to go get some damn cigarettes or peanut chews. But I gotta dress a certain way because I have to represent every freaking person in my family. It's too much weight for us to bear. Why can we not just exist? And another thing, she mentioned, oh, the pajamas. If you go out in the pajamas, it doesn't look right. It doesn't look right unless it's on a white body. You have no idea how many times I have seen white women in you know, red carpet pajamas. Nobody's saying that she doesn't look right. Nobody's saying that she is not representing herself properly because of the body that it's on. We as Black women, I'm just speaking of Black women specifically, we have to stop perpetuating the narrative, the dangerous narrative about ourselves to each other. Everybody else does that to us. We don't have any allies but each other. We cannot perpetuate those same white-centered, male gaze stereotypes that are put on us by people outside of our community and by the men within our community. We have to stop doing that. With a bonnet, with pajamas, in a suit, in a ball gown, straight hair, curly hair, we will still be harmed. We will still be harmed no matter how we dress, no matter how we speak, no matter how we look, we will still be harmed. A bonnet or, you know, a silky bone straight weave is not going to protect us. We're still going to get that treatment. And I need every Black woman to know that, young or old. I need you to know that so that you can stop lying to the younger generation that how we dress is going to protect us and open up doors for us. Not if you're walking out with this skin. Not if you're walking out with your ancestral features. That won't help you. It won't make it better for you. You can switch up your voice every way you want to. You can switch up your hair any which way you want to. It will not protect you. So we have to stop telling our young girls that lie because it's not true. And we got to stop telling that to each other because it's just not the truth. Stop attacking the black women, the freaking trendsetters of the world. Stop attacking them and start attacking that system that will just harm them because of how they look. With or without a bonnet, I'm still in danger. That does not help. That does not help. The next thing that I want to talk about that she says before I say that, I want to get into this super chat from Mackie. Hey, Mackie. Presentation is everything, whether we like it or not. We are judged by appearance before we ever open our mouths. And when we come out in the world, bonnets, house shoes, PJs, I've seen it. We are judged and stereotyped. I absolutely agree with you, Mackie. I'm not disagreeing with you, right? But what I will say to that is, without it, we're still stereotyped and judged. We're not treated better because of how we are dressed. We are all treated the same way. That's the problem, right? Because not too long ago, I think it was Steak 48 in Philadelphia, huge issue because they just changed, as they starting to open up and allow more people into their restaurant, they just changed the dress code, right? And the dress code was specifically geared towards a style of dress that, you know, that Black people, you know, how, especially Black people in Philadelphia, how they dress, right? It was, you can't wear Timbs, you can't wear sneakers, you can't wear jeans this size, you can't wear like it was a lot of stuff that you couldn't wear, but it's basically saying you can't be Black and come to this place, right? It said nothing about flip-flops. How the hell are flip-flops professional? But a white boy will walk into Steak 48 and he will be seated. A black man will walk into Steak 48 in Tim's and he will not be seated. He will be turned away. But the white boy in cargo shorts and flip-flops can sit there and eat. It has nothing to do with our dress. It has nothing to do with how we present ourselves. It's the fact that we are black. We got to realize that. It's not the playing field is not equal for us. It's blackness every time. Those things have been used as an excuse. It's our blackness. It's not our hair. It's not how we speak. It's not how we carry ourselves. It's our blackness, baby. We have to be honest with that. Because you can walk in dressed a certain way and they will find a way to not seat you because of your blackness. During the pandemic in Atlanta, this black man walked into a sushi restaurant in Atlanta and he was turned away because of how he was dressed. When he pointed out that he was dressed just like the white woman sitting at the bar, they didn't know what to do. So the owner later came out and apologized and said that he was wrong, because at the end of the day, even though he had on an identical outfit as the white woman who was sitting at the bar, it did not matter. He was dressed perfectly, but he was black. They did not want that black man in that restaurant. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. It does not matter how we dress, how we carry ourselves, what our hair looks like. It does not matter. It's the blackness within you that is the problem. Shout out to Princess Megan from the House of Crenshaw. Let her tell you. You don't even got to look black to get the black experience. Let her tell you. Anyway, Monique also said in her video that if she walks up, that if she sees a black woman in a bonnet, she's going to walk up to her, pull her aside and say, hey, it's me, Auntie. I want to let you know to take off the bonnet, to comb your hair. Two things about that. Just because I'm wearing a bonnet doesn't mean that my hair is done. My hair is actually done. That's why I'm wearing a bonnet. How do you not know that? I'm protecting my hairstyle because right now I don't want to debut it at the airport. I might want to debut it at the destination that I get to. So I might take the bonnet off and unwrap the doobie so I can be ready to walk into the place that I want to make an impression on. I'm not trying to make an impression on anybody at the airport. I'm just trying to get to my freaking destination. Also, do not put your hands on me. I am grown. I am grown. Do not put your hands on me. Do not try to pull me aside and give me some stereotype, ignorant, white, gaze, male-centered idea of how I should dress to you. Don't do it. I'm not a violent person. I will not put my hands back on you, especially if you are an elder. That is in me. I was raised a certain way, so I will not do that. I will read you for filth. In the nicest way, because that's how I was raised. I can do nice, nasty better than anybody. Don't put your hands on me. Don't try to correct me. You are not my mother. You are not my grandmother. And let me tell you one thing about my mama. I rolls with my mama. So if you put your hands on me, you better be ready, because my mama loves me. My mama loves me. So when you put your hands on me and try to pull me aside of the airport, get ready for my mama's hands, because she hits and then she asks questions later. So be very careful about the people you're pulling aside and try to talk to. Also, everybody was not raised right, or the way that you think that you were raised, or you believe that we all should be raised. Everybody was not raised like that. You might put your hands on the wrong black woman. The wrong black woman, and you're going to find yourself eating airport pavement. Use wisdom. Use wisdom, because y'all tried that stuff with young black men. Remember that whole pull up your pants campaign? Y'all tried that with young black men, and what happened? They started knocking your lights out and shooting y'all. When they started shooting y'all, all of a sudden y'all stopped the conversation. Now I don't see nobody saying anything about young black men pulling their pants up, because y'all know they walk with that thing on them. So y'all like, you know what? Let me not get shot today, and let Raheem wear his pants any way he want to. So when young black girls start sending y'all to glory a little earlier than you expected, that's when the conversation is going to stop. Respect them first before they rattle them dentures in your mouth. Do that. Do that. Don't put your hand. I'm serious. Don't put your hands on me, because you're not telling me to help me. You're telling me to help you. It has nothing to do with helping me. It's everything to do with you and how you feel about yourself. And you are putting that on me. Get help. Get help. And don't put your hands on me. Moving on. Queen training. BS. That is BS. Again, the whole queen training that she was talking about is just a way to police a Black woman's identity. And I'm telling you, I've seen far too much. I've seen far too much of my identity replicated on other people, not of my community, and how they have had great careers, great lives. Hello, Aquafina. Let's tell the truth and shame the devil. Freaking Kardashians. What did they do? They literally studied Black women, put it on them, and now the whole family is billionaires. So you can't you can keep your queen training. Keep your queen training. I already am that girl. I already am that queen. I don't need nobody telling me anything else. I know who the hell I am. And I know what my identity is worth. I've synced it. I've synced it. Black women are fine. We can do whatever we want, however we want to wear our hair. Let us wear our hair that way, because y'all the same people who are telling us about how we need to wear our hair and how we need to act accordingly to be protected in spaces. Y'all the same people who was going through the same thing with your mama when you wanted to wear your afro. Do you remember that? Do you remember yourself in the 70s and 80s? Do you remember how your parents reacted when you walked in with your midriff and your bell bottoms and them big shoes? Them big platform heels? You remember how your parents reacted? When you stopped perming your hair and started wearing your afro high and proud? Do you remember how your parents reacted? Do you remember your parents telling you to wear your hair a certain way so that you won't be attacked, so that you won't be treated less than, to perm your hair? Do you remember that conversation? One thing about getting old, right? You start to forget. You start to forget what it was like when you were at that age. And I encourage everybody who was starting to forget to remember. Please remember. Because everything that you're doing to young people was done to you. How quickly you forget when you become a certain age. Black women are fine. Leave us alone. Stay out of our business. Let's get into what you all have to say. Let me acknowledge this super chat from Maisie. Hey, Maisie. Maisie said, I'm white, speaking from privilege. But I agree. Changing appearances doesn't offset others' toxicity. You wouldn't use that logic on rape survivors. You are absolutely right, Maisie. Unfortunately, people do. People do. Well, she was dressed like that, so what does she expect? People do. Thank you so much for the super chat, my love. Thank you. I got another super chat from Alex. Alex said, I've never been at the airport without sweatpants, come on, or comfortable clothing. I expect people at the airport to dress comfortably. Everyone else looks uncomfortable. Absolutely. Absolutely. I absolutely agree with you, Alex. The only time I have ever looked like I was stepping out at the airport has been like when I'm doing like a small, like quick trip to Vegas or something like that. Or when I know I'm going to run into somebody. Let's tell the truth and shame the devil. When Virgin was out there, Virgin Airlines, I never looked a mess when I was on their airline because everybody was flying Virgin. And, you know, just in case I ran into somebody, I made sure that I looked a certain way that I wanted to look to snag a certain person. That's it. Other than that, I'm mad comfortable. I'm mad comfortable. I'm in my sweats. I'm in my Crocs. I wear my Crocs sometimes. Sometimes I wear my bedazzled Birkenstocks. And I'm always in my airport turban because Virgin Airlines no longer exist. It is what it is, but I'm going to get me an airport bonnet. I'm going to get me an airport bonnet. Thank you, Alex. We got another super chat from Nikki A. Hey, Nikki A. Nikki A said, hi, my sweet baby. Always good to catch you live. Monique's just mad that we didn't cancel Netflix. Quite possibly, and I agree with her on that. So, and a lot of Black women, can we just talk about how a lot of Black women were riding for Monique, taking shots from every and anybody for this woman, and then you get on your platform and you drag us. Ciao. Thank you, Nikki A. Thank you for the super chat. Now, guys, what I'm going to do, because I've been talking for a minute, I'm going to go back up and I'm going to get other you know, other people's comments. Listen, I don't have a problem if you disagree with me. That's what this is for, right? Because you might see something that I don't see. So I have no problem with that. So, you know, comment away. Amber Matthews said, I just want to be comfortable in my headscarf and my house shoes and yoga pants. And I'm outside with it. Who gonna pop me? When she said that, I was like, are you okay? Are you okay? You know what? Let me tell you something. I'm telling you, I was raised, I won't say right, but my mother raised me a certain way. But if you are my elder and you walk up to me and you pull me and you try to, you know, get me together, this is what I'm going to say to you.
Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me. You in my business? Yeah, don't do that. Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me. You in my business? Yeah, don't do that.
Don't. That's what I'm going to tell you. That's what I'm going to tell you. Please, don't be in my business. I'm out here living my life. I don't need you coming up with your oppressive mindset and telling me I should look a certain way. If a man want to rape me, he going to rape me in the bonnet. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. If a cop want to shoot me, he going to shoot me in the bonnet. It doesn't matter. I remember, I think it was 2 years ago. And the only reason why I'm thinking about that is because he just settled with the NYPD. I forget his name. I would have had it prepared, but I'm just thinking off the dome. If you know who it is, please put it in the comments section. There was a tennis player who was outside of a hotel in New York City. And because he looked like he should not be there, he was stopped by the NYPD, these police officers, stopped him. And because he was just like, I'm actually, it was a Waldorf. He was like, I'm actually staying here. And they did not believe him. They wrestled him to the ground, injured his knee and his arm. Very expensive thing to do to a professional athlete. And the NYPD later came out and apologized to him and said that they didn't know who he was. See what I'm saying? But they saw a black man in front of the Waldorf, dressed like freaking Carlton from the Fresh Prince. They still treated him like he was wearing a do-rag. And I'm not saying that people with do-rags should be mistreated, but I'm going off of that logic that we have to look a certain way to not be harmed. Because the same thing happened with black men in do-rags, right? Oh, don't wear your hair like that, son. Now everybody's wearing it for fashion. Now it's cool. Y'all don't know. Y'all got to make up your minds. At the end of the day, just say you don't like us. At the end of the day, just say that. Just be real honest about that and stop coming up with these excuses to oppress us even farther. To just be like, oh no, it's because of how you dress. It's because of how you acted. It's because of what you did. Because when Breonna Taylor, when everything first came out about her, everybody was saying, oh, what did she say? Oh, what did she do? Right? When y'all found out she was sleeping, then it became, oh my God. Oh my, that was so wrong. That was so wrong. What, if she was awake, would it have been right? What are y'all talking about? You have to wake up and realize what you are doing to yourself as a people. You're doing the same thing that everybody else is doing. That has to change. You want everybody else to change how they view you. You got to change how you view yourself. Young and old. We really, really do have to do that, especially black women. Black women, we don't have nobody but each other. We really, really don't. We have to stop harming each other using the same tools and systems that everybody else uses to harm and oppress us. We cannot do that to each other. And here's why.
The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman.
Period. And that was being said way back when. It's very true. We don't have anybody but each other. And so I need especially the older black women to help us get free the way you wish you would have been free. Because a lot of black women are living a certain way today because our aunties, our grandmoms, our moms said, don't do what I'm doing. Don't stay in this. If he's not treating you right, go, don't have no kids that's this. Like, y'all were the ones who were telling us not to do what you did. Now that we're not doing what you did, now you mad at us for not doing what you did. Well, make up your mind. What do you want? Do you want us to be free, or do you want us to be in bondage like you? What do you want? We're confused. We're confused. Let me get back to the comments. Oh, come on. Imani, I'm with you. Imani FM said, respectability is always a moving target to exclude us. Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to make sure, I'm going to go back up to the comments, but I believe I just got 2 super chats, so I want to make sure I caught them. Hey, Marlene. Hey, Marlene said, to me, bonnets are sleepwear. I wear turbans and headscarves outside, but why should I give a damn about what someone is wearing? Absolutely, Marlene. Thank you so much for the super chat. Exactly. Like I said, I have an airport turban that I wear. I don't care if somebody wears a bonnet, though. How does that affect me? Like, if a black woman wears a bonnet, it does nothing. Doesn't affect me in any way. We're both black. We're already out there. You know what I mean? Like, we gonna get it regardless. So that, like, it doesn't mean anything. Allison, thank you so much for the super chat. Allison said, I'm older than you, but want to call you my play auntie. Thank you. I'll accept it. Thank you, Allison. All right, so I'm going to go up and catch some older comments. Vicky DC said, we have standards based on substance, not shallowness. Absolutely. Morgan said, Megan is not black. Her mother is. And that's why she has been treated the way that she has been treated. I use that as a way to say that no matter what we do, whatever little ounce of blackness in you will always warrant some kind of harm, because we do not work on changing the systems that allows that harm to be done to us because of the color of our skin, or because of what kind of makeup or blackness we have in us. The blackness already warrants harm and abuse and oppression from these systems that we do not change. But we try to change everything about black people instead of changing the systems that abuse us, i.e. perming our hair. Ain't no other culture of people putting in a harmful chemical on their freaking scalp but us, because we want to change the texture of our hair. So yes, some people do it for style. I would give you that. Some people do it for ease. I would give you that. But the origin of that was to allow us to be accepted into white spaces, into white jobs, and not be discriminated against. Because up until 2020, let's tell the truth and shame the devil. Up until 2020, a black woman, a black man could be fired because of how we wore our hair. The hair that grows out of our scalp, we could be fired for having it look a certain way, meaning natural. But if we permed it or pressed it until it's damaged and pull it back in a ponytail so we can look like, Mary next to us, then we'll be fine. But if we wear our hair, our natural hair, braids, afro, all of that, we could be fired and we could not be hired for it. Up until 2020. One of the places that made that illegal was here in California. Newsom didn't do a lot that I agree with, but signing that into law was huge, huge. And black women made sure that got done. Black women with afros and braids made sure that got done. Doesn't matter, guys. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what your hair is like. None of that matters. You're black. You're already gonna get it. So you might as well have fun, or at least be comfortable. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't change who you are. And that's the problem. Who you are is not liked. It has nothing to do with your hair or how you dress or how you speak, to how you act. You're automatically not liked because you're black. I want us all to get that. I want us all to understand that. There have been so many black people that have tried to assimilate into, white beauty standards, or, into what is acceptable in white supremacist spaces. Doesn't work. They still get discriminated against. It still happens. That's why I brought up Princess Megan, right? She's not a black woman, but her mother is. And once people saw that black woman walking with the royals with locks and knew that was going to be in the bloodline, they had a problem. They had a problem with the blackness. That was the issue. So you can look like Princess Meghan, you can dress like Princess Meghan, you can talk like Princess Meghan, you'll still get the black experience because the blackness about her is what is not liked. Don't do that. That is my, listen, I say that all the time when people are in my business. Why? Don't do that. And you know why you do it? Because you believe that you can, right? You believe that you have authority over black women. So you believe that you can walk up to a black woman and say something to her, but you will use caution when walking up to a white woman, won't you? Won't you? Because there's consequences. There's consequences when you walk up to a white woman and talk to her or treat her any kind of way. It's not consequences when you do that to a black woman. Because who's going to protect her? You know what you're doing. Don't play me. Play checkers. Hey, CC Freak. Thank you, Vicky DC. Vicky DC said Meghan was treated like a black person. Did they not question the color of the baby because of what? Sure, not because of her Caucasian blood. Let's tell it. Let's be real up in these comments. Thank you, Vicky DC. KB said, try Jesus. Don't try me. I'm telling you right now, elders of the community, I'm gonna be real with you. I wouldn't do that if I were you. I would not do that if I were you. Tracy said, my YouTube husband, CC Freak, is here. Yeah, I agree with you, KT. KT said, don't do Monique. Mind your business. People may get mad. They absolutely will. They absolutely will. Queen versus Miss Brown Sugar said Queen versus Queen in training is some no-tep nonsense. I say no-tep because I have a friend who is, part of the Hotep community, and they were just saying that a lot of, Hoteps or people who are perceived to be Hoteps are really just misogynist abusers using that title to control, specifically black women. So they said, could you use no-tep? So that's why I use no-tep out of respect for my friend. So Queen versus Queen in training is some no-tep nonsense if I ever heard of it. She should give that routine to Robin Feed for another black lady sketch show next season. I hope they have something in there about this. I really, really do. Really, really do. That's why we have anxiety, baby Tinks. Baby Tink said, why do I keep seeing we in the comments as if some represents our whole race? We are the only race that is a monolith. We can never be an individual. It's always, oh, you got to represent the whole black community. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work, and it's tiring. And that's why a lot of, especially us millennials, the geriatric ones and the young ones, are in therapy about anxiety. Because we just can't walk out the house and be us. We got to be everybody else. We got to be great for everybody. It's too much to bear. It's impossible to bear. And we need to stop doing that today. Today. Thank you, Emirio. KT said I have on a bonnet right now watching Nikki. Oh gosh, CC Freak, I did not hear that Evelyn was quitting Basketball Wives. I think that Basketball Wives should just quit. It's the colorism thing was done. Like I couldn't, the fact that they would never acknowledge it or try to heal that situation as black women on a major platform, that was it for me. Miss Brown Sugar said, big facts. All of my elders were convinced I would never get a job when I went natural. But I had decided that any job that wouldn't hire me and my brilliance for my twist wasn't the place for me. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me tell you about how I used to teach musical theater to, let's be real here, wealthy white Hollywood kids. That's just the true tea of it. And I remember one of the owners of the musical theater school had a talk with me about my hair. She said that a lot of the teachers, a lot of the parents were complaining about my hair. And she said that they wanted, and this was, when I was wearing my natural hair, and no bonnet, no turban, just the hair that grows out of my head. I was just wearing my hair. And she said that a lot of the parents were complaining about my hair, and that my hair didn't, the way I was wearing my hair didn't represent the school because they had a policy of neatness. And she didn't feel that my hair was neat. And just wanted to, she's like, I don't know what you can do, but, you know, moving forward, I would like for you to, you know, wear your hair in a neat way. I said, absolutely. I agreed with her. And I went home, and the next day and the days after that, I picked my hair out. I wore the biggest afro I had ever worn in my entire life to that job. No twists, no nothing. Just my afro shining, shining, shining. And the next day when I came in with my afro, she looked at me and she looked at my hair, and she was just like, and she knew she couldn't say anything, right? Because she knew that the way I was wearing my hair was a direct result of what she said. And she knew that if she came to me again or tried to fire me, that I was going to have the case of my life. The funny thing about it is the kids went up. When I walked in with my afro, the kids were like, oh my God, like they loved it. They were like, you look amazing. They loved it. You know, they're kids or whatever. They were just like, can you do my hair like that? Like they just thought I looked so cool. And you see, I was the most popular teacher there. But I was Black, so they knew they could talk to me about my hair because the hair that was growing out of my head was not appropriate. We go through so much with our hair. So many Black women deal with so many scalp and edge issues because our hair is policed by everybody. By everybody. We just cannot wear our hair. We just can't. That's why we get into a lot of protective styles and wigs and all kinds of things. Yes, we look good in some of these things, but I guarantee you the amount of women that are perming their hair, pressing their hair, wearing wigs, putting on all these protective styles wouldn't do it to this extent had it not been for the treatment that they receive from people within and out of their community. Leave us alone. Give us a break, please. Please. Fedora said, but even rich people be walking around like they ain't washed themselves in 3 days. Facts. Facts. Some of the Hollywood boys that y'all go up for, dirty in real life. Dirty in real life. Yep. Thank you, Baby Tinks. Baby Tinks said, it doesn't matter whether it's a bonnet or saggy jeans. It's always going to be something. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it doesn't matter, guys. It's the fact that we're Black. It's always going to be a problem. They'll just keep on changing the rules, right? Like how, you know, the white supremacist system that we live under, keep on changing the goalposts, right? Keep on changing the finish line. It's like, you know, with Serena Williams, how in the US Open, they keep on changing the goalposts every time because she surpasses it every time, but her white counterparts can't. So we're going to change the rules. It's getting penalized. Simone Biles is getting penalized because the freaking Olympics is no longer a challenge for her. So they're going to penalize her for doing stuff that her non-Black counterparts can't do. Right? So it's not like, oh, you better get like Simone. It's like, oh, let's penalize her because she's too great. Let's move the goalpost again. And it's because she's Black. And she wears her hair a certain way. You know what I mean? I remember y'all were getting on her about, not her, the other gymnast. I think is it Dominique? You guys can let me know, but y'all were penalizing her about how she wears her hair. Y'all hated the fact that she wore her natural hair to the Olympics. It's never enough. We can never do anything right. Y'all will always not like us for something. So Black women, wear your bonnets, have a good time, because they're going to find something else. Remember, it was hoops. We couldn't wear hoops to work. We couldn't wear hoops here. We couldn't wear hoops there because it looks a certain way. Now everybody wearing hoops. You just be honest. You didn't like it on me. That's the problem. But you love it on you. You didn't like the confidence that I had in serving this. You didn't like how carefree I was at the airport wearing my bonnet. You hated that because you can't do it. I'm speaking to elders, right? I'm speaking to older Black women or Black women who had an issue with that. You hated that because you couldn't do it. You wish you could be carefree like that. You wish you didn't care what white people thought about you. You wish that. And you get mad at this young Black girl who doesn't give a damn. You hate that because you are insecure. You got a problem. And you hate her for being Black and carefree because you couldn't do it. That's the God honest truth. It's Latasha said, didn't know who he was. It doesn't matter. He's a person. Who are we talking about? Who are we talking about? Planning with Danny, hey sis, said it's respectability politics, which is a complete farce. We are being judged for our color, not our bonnets. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because if Monique saw a group of white women wearing bonnets, she would just be like, hey, my loves, let's celebrate culture. I saw a group of white women in the airport and they were wearing bonnets. And, you know, I looked at them and said, wow, look at them sharing and basking in Black culture. It would have been a totally different story because, again, there's consequences when you speak about white people, when you do something to white people. There are major consequences because of how our system in America is set up. It could be the same thing other places. I'm just speaking about America because this I know for sure, right? But when you speak about Black women who are the least protected, you know, human beings on the planet, you know that you will be supported. You know that there will be no protection to them. So you know that you can say this freely and get away with it. CK said, wait, I don't understand. Why are we talking about white people when this conversation was being said about other Black people? I'm so glad you asked that because when Monique was speaking about how the imaginary Black women that she saw in the airport looked, she was saying you have to look this way so that basically so that you can be protected, so that people will think of you a certain way. That all comes back from, let's just be honest, the beginning of the civil rights movement. This is something that our elders, I'm specifically speaking about Black Americans. I don't know how it is for you guys all over the place. I'm talking about here. A lot of our elders tell us to act a certain way, dress a certain way, don't go here, get home before the lights go on, because it's all about protecting us. What she was so innocently saying, what she was so wrong, was don't wear the bonnets, dress a certain way, and look a certain way so that you could be protected. Basically saying don't make yourself a target for any harm that may come from men or white people, because under this white supremacist system that we lived under, your assault will be validated, because that's what happens all of the time. I believe her name, I think her name is Corinne. She was a Black woman who was murdered by a police officer in her area about 3 years ago or so. And when it first happened, it was, oh my goodness, a police officer shot another Black person, right? Then the video came out and the support quickly left for Corinne because she was visibly upset that she was being stopped by this police officer. And also her family had released that she had been dealing with some mental issues at the time. And then all of the support left because people were saying, well, this is how she acted, right? So she acted a certain way. So that meant that she should have been slaughtered. And that is because she is a Black woman. We don't get the same protection. We don't get the same care. We don't get the same grace. Let me tell you something. As a Black person living in America, it's always about race, even down to how we eat our meat, especially our beef, how we want our steak cooked. Racism always goes back to that, right? Because we eat our meat a certain way a lot. That's why I stopped making fun of the way older Black people like their meat. My mom is a well done kind of woman, but a lot of people don't realize that that goes back to the civil rights movement, because we were because the major markets were shipping expired meat to our local markets, because who in the hell would care about Black people if they're dying from all kinds of food poisoning? So what we would do is overcook the food to cook out the poisons and the dangerous toxins and everything in it. So that's why a lot of our elders like their food or their meat well done. It has nothing to do with them being ignorant or not understanding how the food is supposed to be cooked. It has everything to do with the civil rights movement and the fact that we were sent expired meats into our areas, all the way down to how if you ask an elder Black person what kind of ice cream they like, they will say butter pecan, because vanilla was not shipped into our communities because white people did not want us eating vanilla ice cream. It always goes back to race. Anything about our identity, anything about how we walk, how we talk, how we think, where we go. Get in before the lights come home, because a lot of us were working in sundown towns. And if you were Black and caught in them sundown towns, they would kill you. That's what the whole get in before the lights come on. That's what that's about. It's not because I want you inside because you shouldn't be outside. I want you inside because I don't want you to be slaughtered by white people. Period. For Black Americans, it's always about race. Everything we do, our whole identity is about protecting us. Our hair. Why do you think we are putting heat on our hair? Why do you think we are putting a dangerous chemical on our hair? So that white people will think that we are the good, educated ones, and maybe they will hesitate to harm us. That's why I'm talking about white people. It always goes back to race. I love y'all. Let me bring up another comment. Thank you, Fedora, because the reason the conversation is happening is because it's of the white gaze. That's where Monique is coming from. She's coming from the white gaze and the Black male gaze. And that the Black male gaze comes from the white gaze. And what I was saying was that our elders were telling us to dress a certain way so that we won't be stopped by the police, which is why, again, during the civil rights movement, a lot of Black people were showing up in suits because maybe, just maybe, the cops wouldn't sick the dogs on them if they were in the suit. They learned real quickly in suits and church shoes. They did not care you were Black. So in suits and church shoes and clean fedoras, our elders was still abused. Their hair was being ripped off of their head by the fire hose that was being used on them by the police at that time. I'll never forget, I was watching a documentary on PBS. Darn it. All I know is that it's by Henry Louis Gates. And it's not about I think it's Finding Your Roots, I believe. And this older Black woman who was a young woman during the civil rights movement, she was talking about how she lost half of the hair on the right side of her head because of the fire hose. She said that she said people don't realize how hard that water and strong that water really is. I learned that day. She said it took off half of the hair on the right side of my head. That's how strong that hose was. And then they showed the picture of how she was dressed. She was dressed like she was going to a soft pop in the 1950s. It doesn't matter how we're dressed. We'll still be hated for being Black. And that's what this whole thing is about. It's not about how we look or how we speak or how we talk. That should not be the issue within our community. The issue should be, why are we still being mistreated because of the color of our skin? Why are we being mistreated because of how we speak? Because we can't speak like that, right? If we talk like that, we're kept out of spaces. We're kept away from jobs. We're told that we are low class. Our elders are telling us that we need to speak a certain way and we're treated a certain way. But somebody non-Black can talk like that and get a freaking Oscar nomination. That's the problem. It's not how we look. It's not how we speak. How we look, how we dress, how we speak, all of that, it's obviously very popular because everybody else does it, but we can't do it. That's not the issue. The issue is our Blackness. And that is because we are Black people who were brought here as property, raped, slaughtered, and hung from trees like Christmas lights. We were never considered human, not even in the Constitution. That Constitution had nothing to do with me. It did not represent my identity. My people were property at that time. It always goes back to the color of my skin. Nothing that I do will be able to change that. So let's change that system and stop trying to change my hair. Stop trying to change my speech. Stop trying to change my culture and change the system that continues to harm me. Gabby Douglas, that was her name. Thank you very much, Morgan. It was Gabby Douglas. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. I feel like I missed a super chat. Kayla, I don't know if I got this, but let me get it now. Kayla M said, always learning something new on Nikki Star TV. Thank you. Thank you, Kayla. What time is it? I'm going to get out of here. But I just wanted to talk about that because I was just really bothered by, like, the thing that bothered me was that a lot of people were agreeing with her. A lot of young Black women were agreeing with her, young and old Black women. And I was just like, we got to stop that. We got to stop that, sisters. We have to stop that. That is not okay. We have got to stop that. Thank you so much, Kayla. I think I got another super chat. Moderators, please let me know if I've missed a super chat. Hit your girl up. Hey, Megan. Megan said, I'm crying because you are the only one I follow, not saying that we need to take it off. My faves betrayed me. They always do. Thank you so much, Megan. Again, you know, and I will say this to my Black people, to my elders, to the Black people who think differently. I'm not mad at you because I get it. I totally understand. You're not coming from a place of harm. You're coming from a place of protection. That's what it is. But I'm here to tell you, with a bonnet or without a bonnet, we're still in danger as a people. We're still in danger as a people. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I love us. I want us. The same thing when I'm speaking about colorism. I'm not angry. I'm hurt. I'm disappointed. But y'all are my family. I love y'all. I want us to get this so that we can get past this situation, because there's so much work that we have to do outside of our community. We don't need to have all of this sickness within our community. Let's fix that, because look at the work we are able to get done by being discombobulated as a community. Could you imagine what we can do when we can all collectively get on the same page? Not just some of us, all of us. I think we have a lot of issues within our community concerning colorism, homophobia, and misogyny. I really, really do. And I think once we attack those three demons, those three principalities, we'll be good. We'll be able to take anything on. And that's when you need to start watching. That's when it's going to be a problem. Okay. I got another super chat from Me Not Me 2008 said, dress nice and you'll still be called uppity. Absolutely. Like, it's never good enough. Tell it, Me Not Me 2008. There's nothing we can do. It'll never be good enough, right? Because then if we dress the way that you want us to dress, oh, she thinks she better than me. Oh my God, when I had on a bonnet, I was low class and I was disrespecting the community. Now I have this on. Now I think I'm better than everybody. We can't win. We can't win. Thank you, sis. Thank you. And guys, I'm going to go back up. I just want to get the super chats because on StreamYard, they don't show me the super. I can't go back to the super chats like I can on YouTube. So I just want to get these right away. Thank you, Lana M. Lana M said, furthermore, Sunday best during protests was used national sympathy. If we're presentable people, we might feel compassion for the cause always performing. I get what you're saying. Thank you so much for the super chat. Again, it always goes back to the fact that we are not going to, a suit won't protect you. Straight silky hair won't protect you. Even your the lightness of your melanin, it won't protect you. You're Black. You can be light. People can assume that you're another culture. Once Blackness is found to be within you, you're done. You're done. So you might as well start fighting that system and not fighting each other and how we can look or dress or all of that stuff, because that right there doesn't matter, because it'll be a different standard. Something else will change. It'll go from pulling up your pants to not wearing bonnets to, oh, you know, now you can't even speak African-American vernacular in public. That's already starting to happen. Now that is being taken away from us, right? So as you're telling us that we can't speak our own language, we're watching on platforms like TikTok and Twitter non-Black people take that language and call it, what is it? Zennial speak. Kashawn621, thank you, said you need to do a controversial reason why Black people do, because girl, you have my eyes watering with the come on by lights out. Very true. It's very, very true. Thank you so much for the super chat. Very true, because that's what that's about. It's about getting home before the lights go out, because if you're Black in the streets, you're dead. Come on before the lights come on. Make sure you're inside this house before the lights come on. Our whole identity is about survival. Our whole identity. Guys, go back to the songs that we sing in church. A lot of those songs are code words or are coded for escaping slavery. So you think you're just singing the song, swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. No, that is our ancestors acting like we're singing while picking cotton, but actually saying, girl, this is when we're going to leave. Follow the drinking gourd. But we're singing and making y'all think everything is all right. Everything is great. But let me pick this cotton. Follow the drinking gourd when the lights go down. Follow the drinking gourd. Oh, survival. Our songs. Wade in the water. God's going to trouble the water. Do y'all know what the origin of that song is? Our ancestors were singing that song. It says, wait in the water. You wait. When the water is troubled, that means that's when we start running. And you're just thinking, God's going to trouble, thinking that God's going to come save you. That is our ancestors singing in code about escaping slavery. That is in us. That is our identity. Everything we do is about survival, from the way we speak to the way we act to the way we dress. And there's a lot of Black people, unfortunately, who hate Black people who do not abide by that, who just live their lives loud, proud, Black, and unapologetic. And a lot of us hate them for it because we try to be presentable and dress a certain way, do our hair a certain way, speak a certain way. But you can sit there and be loud, proud, Black, and unapologetic and enjoy your life. And I'm sitting over here doing all this stuff so that I could be accepted and protected in a white supremacist nation. But you can sit there and have a good time. Oh, hell no, you won't have fun. Come over here and be miserable with me. That's exactly what that is. It's exactly what it is. Y'all hate the acrylics. Y'all hate the way they talk. Y'all hate the hoops. Y'all hate everything because they're loud, proud, Black, and unapologetic. And you sitting over there miserable, killing everything about you, everything beautiful about you, so that you can be accepted into a space that will never accept you, so that you can be safe and protected. And you will never be safe and protected as long as you have that skin and those features, baby. It's always a danger. You might as well enjoy life. You're always in danger. You might as well have a good time at brunch. Change the system, not the people. The people are not the problem. It is the system. I got another. Okay, let me get one more super chat. Then I'm going to go up to other comments. Woo-hoo. Oh, I think I got it. Okay, I'm going to go up just a bit. I'm burning up. Child, y'all got me speaking from my belly. Hey, Shantavia. Shantavia said a lot of older Black people love butter pecan, black walnut, or maple walnut ice cream because vanilla wasn't available. Please look that up. Look up civil rights movement, or just for ice cream. Look up why does Black people like butter pecan? I think it's an article by Very Smart Brothers that I learned this about. Why do Black people like butter pecan ice cream? And also look up spoiled meat in the civil rights movement. Just Google it. You'll get a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff will come up. Let me say this to you. I am not speaking, although I said I'm perfect as a Black woman, I meant that, but I'm not speaking to you as somebody who did not have to learn and unlearn a lot of toxic stuff that I was thinking about my own people. I was somebody who let me tell you something. This is why I'm so glad I started my YouTube when I did, because back in the day, you would have never got this voice. You would have never got a bonnet. You would have gotten a version of me that I felt would be presentable, right? Because it's just a lot of teaching, unfortunately, from the elders of how to suppress your Blackness, to be accepted, and to remain safe. And again, I'm not coming down on the elders. I get it. You guys have seen stuff that we can't even fathom. And I know that you believe a lot of those things protected you, but I want to let you know it was always because you were Black. No matter how you dressed, no matter how you spoke, it was always because you're Black. I'm not coming down on you. I know that you've lived a much harder Black life than I have, right? And because of the sacrifices you have made, I am able to live a better version, right? But I want to be very clear here. We are still in danger because of the color of our skin. No matter how we dress, it just won't protect us. So I want you guys to get that as well. But I love you and I thank you for everything that you have done and the battles that you have fought, so that we as Black people can be here. Now it's up to us as the Black people who are here to make the changes so that Black people later on won't be having to deal with the same thing, so that young Black girls won't be harassed in an airport because people will learn to mind their business. Let's just do that work. But again, elders, I love you, I respect you, and I get you and I understand. Don't touch me at no airport. Yeah, absolutely, Goddess, go diva, go diva. Yep, that's where it comes from. It's exactly where it comes from. Let me get some older comments. Momi said, yes, Nikki, educate. Dr. King's nonviolent stance was included in the movement to show how brutal white people were. Unfortunately, them turning the other cheek did not protect them. And let's also be very conscious of the fact that Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated when he started to become a bit more radical, when he stopped preaching peace and he started preaching, oh, it's time to go to work. Let's be real. Let's be real. Tara, I hope I'm saying your name right. Tara MC said, I watched a WW2 doc yesterday, Fight for Your Country Alongside Me, return home to the KKK and segregation. I was mortified and continue to be. Again, they thought that they were, our young soldiers back in the day thought that, I'm a soldier, I fought for my country, I should come back and be treated a certain way. And that did not happen. It still doesn't happen today. Not too long ago, a young Black soldier in Army fatigue was slaughtered by the police. And everything came out about him. Oh, he smoked weed when he was 17. Everything came out about this soldier. I thought it was protect our troops. It's protect our troops until they look like me. Wendy said, I knew about the lights. My grandmother, rest in peace. Yep, she was the one. Would not go to sleep until everyone was in the house from school or work. She said she was always nervous about us. Absolutely. My mom does the same thing. My mom does the same thing because that is what they grew up with. And we still have that today. So that's what it means. Make sure you're in before the lights come on, the street lights come on, because I don't know if I'll see you again. Because it's dangerous to be blacking in them streets. Timeria said, one family member told me that I would never have a good job because of my name. Absolutely. Absolutely. Fun story. Not fun, but my sister, I hope you are fine with me telling this story. I think it's very powerful. Anyway, her name is LaToya. And my mom was a teen mom, and her favorite, celebrity at that time was LaToya Jackson. So, she was a kid. So she named her kid LaToya. And my sister had a really rough time, with her name. Like, teachers would tell her that she needed to change how her name was pronounced, that she needed to, because her middle name is also, a name that a lot of people would go after as well. But she was told that she should change how she pronounced her name, how the name is written. make it sound more French, you know, than African American or Black. And she went through a very hard time in school. And this was coming from Black teachers, right? In school and in church. And she really, for a very long time, wanted to legally change her name. And I don't want to date her, but I will. Do y'all remember Pepsi Cola? Do y'all remember Pepsi Cola? A sister named Pepsi Cola. I believe that did she sue? Hold on, let me get the long story short, she saw, you know, Pepsi Cola came out. It was just basically like, ain't nothing wrong with my name. It's a beautiful name. That's what my family named me, and I am a professional woman. That really inspired her to not only, you know, embrace her name, but also write her name correctly, make sure people pronounced her name correctly. She writes it proud and loud on everything that she does. And now she's working jobs that people would never believe that a woman named Latoya would work. But she's in the rooms with big names, making great deals, and her name is Latoya. Her name is Latoya. What is her name? Her name is Pepsi Cola lawsuit. I'm just writing down everything that is. Let me check the comments to see if y'all know who I'm talking about. Yes. I'm sorry, not Pepsi Cola, Marijuana Pepsi. Dr. Marijuana Pepsi won't change her name to make other people happy. This is Dr. Listen, she had teen parents. She had teen parents. This is Dr. Marijuana Pepsi. Look at her, decorated. And even if she wasn't, still should be celebrated. Marijuana Pepsi's mother told her that her birth name would take her places. She wasn't wrong. After a life spent being mocked for having an unusual name, the 46-year-old seized on her experience to earn a PhD in higher education leadership. Her dissertation focused on unusual names naturally. As of last week, Marijuana Pepsi is now Dr. Marijuana Pepsi Van Dyke. For her dissertation titled Black Names and White Classrooms, Teacher Behaviors and Student Perceptions, Van Dyke interviewed students and concluded that participants with distinctly Black names were subject to disrespect, stereotypes, and low academic and behavioral expectations. This resulted in strained relationships, changes in future career choices. How many of us with strong, but prominent African American names have, steered away from certain jobs because you didn't feel like you would get it, or you felt like you would be mistreated because of your name. With distinctly Black names were subject to disrespect, stereotypes, and low academic and behavioral expectations. This resulted in strained relationships, change in future careers, and self-esteem issues. My sister went through it, spelling fewer educational and economic opportunities for students of colors. In school, Van Dyke says her name elicited the strongest reaction from white teachers. A lot of other people were thinking my mom was smoking marijuana and drinking Pepsi, she tells NPR. And the Black community, we're used to having names that are more cultural. She asked her mom, who also gave birth to daughters Robin and Kimberly, many times how she got her name. She just shared that she felt a kinship with me and felt like this name would take me around the world. Her mother was right. Until about 9 years old, she says, marijuana was just a beautiful name. I received accolades. But when she moved to a new city, she was made very aware that her name was different. Van Dyke thinks as her white teachers simply found her name unusual, even though she preferred her full name. Some teachers will call her Mary. Some teachers will call her Mary. Still happens today. I can't pronounce your name, so I'll shorten it, or I'll give you a nickname, or I don't like how your name sounds, how your name is pronounced, so I pronounce it this way. Happens all the time, which is why a lot of people with, names that they do not think will be accepted within, I always say white supremacist spaces, because that's just the reality of America, period. That's the reality of a lot of the world. But a lot of people give themselves new names. I remember one of my good friends. I think I told you about this. My good friend back in middle school, who is Asian. I didn't know her real name until we were like graduating. And I was like, that's your real name? Why did you have me? I won't say her name, but you know, we're still friends. But I was just like, why would you have me call you this your whole life? She was just like, well, that is the American name. And my parents felt like that would be easier for people to pronounce. Oh, I said, oh no, girl, this is your name. This is what we are calling you. But again, what does it go back to? Not wanting to be kept out of certain spaces and not wanting to be discriminated against. About her teachers, Marijuana Pepsi said, I think they wanted to make me feel more comfortable. They could see what other children were doing and they were trying to smooth the way to make things easier. But she says one of her research participants at the Cardinal Stritch University in Milwaukee had another theory. White people like things standardized, and that includes names. The inspiration for her research came during her early years of teaching after witnessing a particularly strong reaction to what another educator perceived as non-white names. Come on, Marijuana Pepsi. I had a teacher at a new student orientation who threw her class list on the floor and started talking about how her test scores were going to be in the toilet. Looking at her own list, Van Dyke was confused as to how she would draw that conclusion. All it had were students' first names and last names and their gender. I thought I was missing paperwork, she says. But the other teachers told me that it was the names that she was concerned about. Still, Van Dyke doesn't take the snide remarks personally. I don't believe that anything that anyone has said to me is really intentional and they're deliberately trying to hurt me, she says. We all hear things that make us look twice. Instead, Van Dyke has advised educators to encounter names they're not used to accept them. Acceptance. If you're curious about it, feel free to ask, she says. Perhaps not in front of 25 students. Don't ask whose name. Don't ask what their name is in a condescending manner. As for people who have negative reactions to unusual names, Van Dyke wants them to know it's what you do after you recognize that you have a feeling about it. And it's what you act on from that point on. That's the most important part. For her part, Van Dyke has come to perceive names as a source of pride, not just an obstacle to overcome, and she wouldn't think twice to change her name. We can't always go through life changing things to make other people happy. And I had to learn that early on. Come on, Miss Marijuana Pepsi. And this is an NPR, if you want to look it up. Dr. Marijuana Pepsi won't change her name to make other people happy. Work. I'll also tag this and I'll also put it in the description box. I think I got a super chat during this, so let me acknowledge that. I think. I could be wrong. I don't see it. Oh, I think this is it. I think it's Latasha. I think this is it. Let me check. It's Latasha. Thank you for the super chat. It's Latasha said, Nikki, I see why you were your student's favorite teacher. I miss my babies. You have a great way of presenting information. It's fun to learn. Love your lives. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's Latasha. And then Antilli said that this anxiety is no joke. Thank you for the super chat. Absolutely true. Because we have so much on us. We have so much on us that nobody else deals with. Of course, your nerves is bad. You got to live for an entire culture of people. Of course you got bad nerves. Oh, hey, gullible girl. Thank you. Thank you. Megan Ford said, I can think of a few Black women who were shot to death with and without a bonnet on. Shot and they sleep. Tell it. Tell it. Arkoff, 2008, said, came here for laughs, didn't expect the somber mood, sorry, but grateful for your insight and education. Wish you had a bigger platform, Nikki. Me too. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you, Arkoff. I know I keep you guys laughing, but you know, sometimes things happen. We'll get the joy back. We'll get the joy back. Hey, Andrew. Andrew said, you're missing the point, sweetheart. This isn't about how white people or others look at us. Oh, you didn't have to be nasty because I read that, sweetheart. I know what you were doing. But this isn't about how white people or other people look at us. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. Did you not just listen to everything that I said, Andrew? I hope you did. If you didn't, go back. I'm not repeating myself to you. Why would I go the extra mile for you when you're already coming at me in an aggressive manner? Boy, bye. Boy, bye. Hey, Courtney. Courtney said, I just saw a group I follow post some real hurtful things. They said that because some of us date outside our race, we cannot be pro-Black. So no matter how many protests I do, they don't matter. Again, Courtney, it's people in Black women's business and they shouldn't be. Live your best life. Live your best life and be happy. I'm telling you, live it, because there are so many people who don't want you to be happy and live your best life. Live it proud, live it unapologetic, and have a good old time. Who cares? If you are being loved down and treated like you need to be treated, enjoy. Enjoy. You better get that love. You only got one shot. One shot on this earth. Live your best life, Courtney. The hell with them people. Hey, A Gullible Girl said, to be fair, though, some people or favorites probably agree because they are looking at it on the surface level because they wouldn't wear a bonnet in public themselves. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But again, it's about them, not about the people. If you have a problem with other people wearing bonnets, don't wear a bonnet. Why do you care about what somebody else does? That's not your business. Please stay out of my business. Thank you, A Gullible Girl. Thank you. Vicky DC is preaching. Vicky DC, I think you're responding to Andrew. Yes, Andrew, I'm not going back. I'm exhausted. Said, it is. Y'all just don't know how much of your shallow standards are based on white supremacy. That's another thing. Andrew, you probably don't know, right? You probably don't know the history of, I'm guessing that you're Black, of your people. I encourage you to go back and learn. I encourage you to talk to elders. I encourage you to do the research, because you will realize that a lot of what we do is based in not only white supremacist beauty standards, but also in surviving a white supremacist system. You have to understand, America was not made for us. We were cattle. Our people came here as cattle. So everything that we do or everything that we need is a fight. We always have to fight. That's why some people probably call Black people aggressive, because our whole identity is fighting and survival. A lot of it is, right? We have to fight for everything. Black women were just fighting the government so that we cannot be fired or discriminated against because of our hair. In 2020, we were still fighting that. Everything about us we have to fight for. We have to fight to be able to wear our hair. We have to fight to be able to speak our language. We have to fight to be able to dress the way that we want to dress. A lot of dress codes come from keeping out Black people. So a lot of things that are acceptable in a workplace or in a club or a restaurant is always to make sure that the guests or the people that work there look a certain way, and that way ain't Black. I'm telling you, everything goes back to race. Guys, what are we? We're not that far out of Jim Crow. Like, can we just be real here? We still have people who are born on a plantation and born into slavery who are still alive. It was not that far away, guys. We're still, my great-grandmother was born on a plantation. And I'm young, okay? It wasn't that long ago. So it always has to deal with race. You're not going to erase 400 plus years of raping, slaughtering, oppressing, treating these human beings like cattle. You're not going to erase that in 50 plus years. It's a lot of work that has to be done. A lot of systems that were built off of slavery, the oppression of the genocide and oppression of our people. So it's a lot of work that has to be done to that. And I think, and I'll be in, you know what, Andrew, I'll give you this. I didn't know, right? I didn't know a lot of this stuff until I started experiencing things, until I started to listen, until I started to do research. I was just like, wow, because I'm telling you, I was that one. I was that medium well or medium rare person who was just like, this is, you know, I was a meat elitist, like, this is how you need to eat your meat. When I found out that's why a lot of older Black people eat their meat a certain way. First of all, the shame, I felt so bad, right? That I had to deal with that. But I also, you know, had to deal with the fact that there are a lot of things that we do as a culture that a lot of us don't know come from surviving, come from escaping and surviving slavery, escaping Jim Crow, the civil rights movement, like even back to our songs, like I told you about how we, you know, the Negro spirituals that we sing in church, we think they're praise and worship songs, they're survival songs, they're escaping to freedom songs. So when you do the research, you'll find a lot of hurtful things. I encourage everybody. It's going to be, I'm telling you, Black people, it's going to be a trip, but go to the African American History Museum in DC. Take your time, right? Give yourself time after you go to weep, you know, get that out, but you're going to leave with, I'm going to be honest, you're going to leave with a lot of pain, but you're also going to leave with a lot of knowledge. You're going to leave with a lot of knowledge. I'm not a plantation girl. I can't do it. The only plantation I plan on walking on is a plantation that my great grandmother was born on, but there are also plantation tours that you can go on to actually learn how harmful your people actually were treated. Because I didn't know until I watched The Real Housewives of Potomac that Black women had to give birth to their children in these holes that were dug in the ground. I didn't know that. And there were still holes on the plantation from where they had to do that. And when they had that child was taken away from them to see if it was healthy enough to be able to work. If it wasn't, their child was killed. Learn your history so that you can better prepare the future. And I'm not just saying the future, like the next generation, you as well, because you do better when you know better. That's all. That is all. Hey, Anissa. Anissa said I went to school to teach history and you're giving me life right now. Oh, thank you. Oh, the teachers are loving on me. All right. Hey, Goddess Godiva said, this is why I couldn't get behind Monique with the Netflix thing. I understood her point, but it appeared to come from a selfish, they won't let me at the table kind of place. I hear you. I hear you. I also felt like she was worthy of more. So I agree, though, but I hear you. Thank you. Dress nice because you want to. Do what you want. And listen, this is coming from somebody that dresses like Cockatoo from Zoobilee Zoo. You think I dress for other people? Absolutely not. The only time I dress for other people is if, you know, I'm going out on a date with somebody that I'm, you know. You got to dress how you like because I'm trying to get him. You know what I mean? But, you know, if I get him and we start dating, he going to see some bedazzling. He going to see some rainbow glitter. You want to deal with it. You fell in love. You fell in love with a Cockatoo from Zoobilee Zoo. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to dress like that every day. I'm on a date. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to have the girls on display, but on the date, the girls are going to be on display and they're going to be draped in glitter. Work. Work. Hey, Kaylina. Kaylina said, I rebuked the stressful mindset. We're not hustling no more. We're living our full lives. Yes, listen, we can get a break. We can get a break. We built this nation from nothing. We can get a break. We can take a day off. You better use your days off. Even if it's a little mental health break, do what you have to do for you. I'm loving the fact that people are just like, at least now, they're just like, I'm not working myself to death at no job. Nope. I'm going to be happy. Choose you every time. And Tilly said, I truly appreciate you and your passion. I started this live disagreeing with your take, but I've learned a lot. I may not agree with everything, but I appreciate and see your viewpoint. Thank you so much, Antilles. And I extend the same thing to you. Thank you so much for listening. And, you know, hopefully getting something good out of this. Thank you so much, my love. Oh, that wasn't, but I'll give you that. I think I got one more super chat. Hold on, guys. Again, I apologize if I missed it, but StreamYard is just, here it is. Hey, Alex. Alex said, I understand this is no longer the meeting, but marijuana can be translated to Mary Jane, which is very white to me. Really? Mary Jane. Hey, I'm in love with Mary Jane. She's my main thing. She makes me feel all right. She makes my heart sing. And when I'm feeling low, she comes with no surprise. So don't let them take me to paradise. Do you love me, Mary Jane? Oh, do you? black people. Now, do you think you love me, Mary Jane? Oh my God. I remember when I got old enough to realize what that song was about. I'm like, why was my grandmother singing this? What? Oh, child, that was her song. That do your part, do you. You couldn't tell her nothing. That was her song. Oh gosh. Hey, Wendy said, I'm a black woman by a stroke of luck. Hey, how my name is spelled is pronounced. It's a Japanese word too. Kawaii equals cute. LMAO. When I got into high school, people would ask, do you know what your name means? Oh, that's so cute. I didn't learn what my name meant until like one of my Greek friends told me. She was like, Nicole means victory. And I was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. That's why I'm always in battles. That's why I'm always in a battle, child. But I didn't know. I'll be honest with you. My name wasn't given to me because it means victory. My mom named me after her boyfriend. Not my father. Child. Told you I was hood. You know what? I'm not going to put that on other people. I also have to watch how I talk as well. Even though I am of that community, I have to watch how I speak about that community on this platform. But yeah. I'm named after my mama's boyfriend, Nicholas Africa. Anyway, oh, thank you, Drewski. I totally apologize. Like I said, StreamYard is not like YouTube. I can only see right now, I can only see about 8 comments. And then if I scroll up, I can't go back. So I'm sorry, Drewski. Drewski said, missed my super chat, but it was about Megan. So it's fine. Oh, thank you, Drewski. Thank you so much. I'm sorry that I missed it. I think what I may do, if it's not too difficult, is put YouTube. Oh no, because I use my phone. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try something else so that I can see everybody's comments, because I can't go back with StreamYard, which they need to fix. Esoterra said, and bonnets protect and maintain our styles so we won't be messed up at our destination. Bonnets are forward thinking, so we won't be judged when it counts the most. Agreed. Hey, Kimber. Kimber said, I disagree 100%. Leave the bonnets at home. It's ridiculous. It would be ridiculous if an Asian, white, or American Indian did it. It's not anti-black. You're creating a false equivalency. No. Oh, it absolutely is anti-black because nobody is saying anything about bonnets on white women. And they do wear hair bonnets. They do. They not only do they wear hair bonnets, they sell them for like $100 a pop. So it is. But listen, we can agree to disagree. So I'm gonna wear my bonnet wherever I want to. And I pray, Kimber, I pray that you use wisdom and don't walk up on somebody, don't walk up on the wrong sister and tell her not to wear her bonnet. Might not go well for you, but we can agree to disagree. It's Latasha said, the way Monique says my babies and my loves in a condescending manner, that's what it is, makes me think that's how daddy talks to her. Very concerning. Ciao. It's condescending, Monique. We love you, but it was condescending. And it was not your place to do that. And why every time if there is an issue that a Black person has with another Black person, why is it or a Black person has with the Black community, why is it always a Black person, whether it be a celebrity, somebody in the public eye with a huge platform who decides to speak to us from their huge platform of diverse followers? Why you do that? Like, why? You know that you're not just specifically speaking to Black women. You know that you have a diverse platform. So this message, this narrative, you're speaking out to all of your millions of followers who are, probably following you from the Philippines or from Russia, just all over the world. You're telling them that that is acceptable. That is a problem. That's another reason why I wanted to address this, because she has a huge platform. A huge platform, and this is the message you're sending out. No, we got to stop that. We have to stop that. Timeria said, I think names should not define you. It's about you and your character, and your work ethic should define you. That absolutely applies to everybody but us. Everybody but us. Hey, Shan. Shannon Van said, Nikki, read Courtney's comment. How do you feel about white? Oh my God. What? What did I miss? How do you feel about white women dating black men? I like, again, that's not my business. I don't care, right? People are going to disagree with me. You've been disagreeing this whole time. My issue with black men dating outside of, not dating black women, I don't have an issue with that, right? But I do have an issue with the ones who make us the reason why they're dating non-black women, because it's just like, you're telling me, oh, I date this kind of woman because the black women are this and the black women are that. But it's like, are you really dating her? Or are you really marrying her and living this great life with her? Because you still seem to be obsessed with me. There is nobody that I have ever dated. The reasoning was not because of some black man or black, but I've dated him because let's be honest, he was fine. I dated him because, I'm working on this. He was tall. He was, built like a Mack truck. He had money. Like those are deciding factors for me. It has absolutely nothing to do with, black men saying or doing this, because I don't generalize my community, because I know that there are a lot of black men who break under, what we deal with as a people. Right. That's why I'm saying I can understand how Monique was feeling about the whole bonnets thing. I can disagree with her, but I understand what she is saying, because we do a lot of things as a black community to appease the white gaze, because it's all about survival. Right. So there are a lot of black men who choose white partners because they want access into white spaces and they want to have a relationship that's easier. Not saying that white women are easy, but there are a lot of things that black women deal with that maybe they want to deal with their own things, right? It's just like, I got to deal with everything that I'm dealing with as a black man. And then I got to fight like hell to protect this black woman, because I know every day somebody is going to try her. Or it's also because a lot of cultural things. A lot of black men can do stuff with non-black women that black women just will not accept. Like there are certain things that you cannot do in the black community that you can do with somebody who does not know their culture and does not know that these things are just not okay. That's my only issue. Like if you're getting with this person because you got an issue with us and you keep on saying it, that's my problem. Because why, if you're living your best life with this woman, why am I still in your conversation? Why are you so obsessed with me? Boy, I want to know. But I am also that person who believes that love is love. I think that it's great for people who love and marry and create families within their culture. There's nothing wrong with that. Culture is beautiful. I get it. I totally understand. But if you're being loved and you're happy and in a great space with this person, live your best life. Live your best life. Regardless of what is going on in the rest of the world, if you and this person are good, if you and this person are great, and you are in love, live it to the fullest. I don't care. I don't care. But I will say this, since we're bringing up white women specifically, I will say this: if you're with a black man and he is putting you on a pedestal while tearing down black women, get away from him. He's basura. He is trash. And the only reason why he is telling you this is because he does not want you to make friends with black women who can see that he is trash from afar. Because you'll soon realize that the stuff that he is doing to you, he can never do to a black woman. And he chose you because he thought that you were weaker and not smart. Stay woke, sisters. Stay woke, white sisters. Stay woke. If everything that he is saying about you, thank you, Shannon Van, if everything that he is saying about you is to negate everything that a black woman does, you got a trash black man. If you don't walk away now, you're going to find out why he trashed later. Stay woke. And hopefully you won't have kids with him to realize how garbage he really is. Amen. QQQ. All right, I'm going to answer a few more comments and then I'm going to get out of here because I stayed a lot longer than I had planned on to. You better pose, said Nikki. I have a question. How do you feel about when white women tend to hate on or fear brown-skinned women? but love brown-skinned men. Everybody loves BBC. Everybody loves BBC. Ain't nobody turning that down. Any culture. But again, if we're gonna go there, we also have to get into oh God. We normally have a lot of fun topics here, but since we're gonna go there, let's talk about the Mandingo warrior. Or just brown men in general. What a lot of speaking of brown men, not just then we'll get into the black men. A lot of these ideas about, you know, brown people in general being like hyper and oversexed and like these wild, uneducated people who are just great at doing, you know, these sexual things come from colonization, right? Because the way that you validate destruction and harm of people is by making the masses believe that these people are savages, right? So that, and in that, right, believing that they are savages and less than human, you get people who will understand, especially the religious right, by saying, well, they were savages. They're not savages anymore because we have colonized them and brought Christ to them, brought the word of God to them. So now they are these acceptable people. But before that, they were these ignorant savages who didn't know anything. All they knew how to do was to kill and have sex. They're like these sexual people. But now we have put the word of God over them. So now they are acceptable human beings. So that's where that comes from. It's not just black people, right? That comes from any group of brown people that was colonized. That is all. It's like the same demon, different culture. It's always, oh, they were savages. They were ignorant. They were just having sex all the time and killing everybody. Now we colonize them. We have given them, Christianity. Now they are acceptable people. Still not quite human like us, but now they are acceptable human beings. So that's where that thing comes from with brown men as well, unless you're Asian, and you have to take that back to Filipino men coming here, building, I think in the Midwest, they were building railroads, and a lot of white men had an issue with them at that time because a lot of the white girls were loving up on them Filipino men. So that's when that whole, stereotype started that Asian men cannot properly please you because they are not built like white men. Like that's where that whole thing comes from, is because the Filipino boys was coming here and taking the white women, and the white men ain't like that. So that's where that whole thing was started, that they were, not only could they not please you as a white woman because of the size of their genitalia, which is false, but also because they were not smart like the white men. Like that's what, like I'm telling you guys, all this stuff comes from stereotypes. None of it is built in fact. It's all stereotypes to oppress a culture of people who came to a land where there was already a dominant, race, a dominance of a certain white, a certain male race that was white men. All of that, all of those stereotypes and everything started because they wanted to not only to protect their stance in America, but to also make sure that their women were not finding love in other places. Better love, better treatment, better sex. Let me tell you something. Filipino boys was running through the white women. Child, the Filipino boys was having a good time, and the white men said, the devil is a liar. Let's start something. And it still sticks to this day. You have young people still saying these kind of things. You have Asian boys not wanting to, get in relationships, or maybe liking, but not wanting to get into relationships with women who are not Asian because of that stereotype. It's all mess. Anyway, that's where that comes from, right? And it's the same thing with black men. A lot of people do not know, but a lot of times black people's genitals, especially black men, were cut off and kept in jars as trophies. When we were brought back from escaping slavery, we were hung and our genitals were cut off and put in jars that were kept as trophies. A lot of people, this is probably not common knowledge to a lot of people, but also our skin was used to as leather. So there's furniture made out of black skin. There is also furniture stuffed with black hair. Look it up. It's out there. So that just comes from stereotypes. But I don't think that all white women do that. I want to be clear. I'm not classifying. You can't, just like I'm saying, like black people are not a monolith. White people are not a monolith. Asian people are not a monolith. You can't just paint everybody with the same brush. But I do, those women who go after those men for that experience, that's what it is. It's BBC, which is why it's one of the most searched porn. I don't know this personally. There are reports out there, okay? That's why it's one of the most searched porn categories, because there is this identity, this idea that brown men, black men specifically, have huge penises and are able to give white women a great experience. That's where there are a lot of white men who pay black men to satisfy their wives. Is it called cuckold? Is my mama on this? But you know, it's the thing that the savages can please you in a way that we cannot, but we're still going to watch and oversee this interaction because we are still that, you know, we're still top tier dude. But we're going to let you have this experience because we can't please you like that. That's the whole Mandingo thing. And, you know, it's all a stereotype. It's all a lie. Like, there are some black men that are not packing. We still love you. You know what I mean? There are some black men, there are some black women who's not trying to take, you know, a toddler arm. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But that's where it's just a stereotype. I don't have any feeling about that. It's just a stereotype. So there are people who base, you know, choosing partners off of that. It is what it is. We all live under some kind of ignorance and we all have work to do, myself as well. Yolande said, I love you, Nikki, but my computer wasn't ready. I'm sorry for the BBC comment. Got to wipe the water out, child. There was no way that I could answer that with not, you know, not telling the truth. That if you look it up, it is the most searched porn category in history. I want to answer Rocky and then one more and then I really have to go. I love y'all, but I did not expect to be talking to y'all for 3 hours. Rocky said, I feel like it comes from a place of fragile masculinity. Absolutely. And the stereotype that black women are manly, aggressive, and angry. Those type of men low-key want to be white men and rule the world. There are absolutely a lot of non-black men who are very vocal about fighting for equality and the freedom of their people, who really do not want equality and freedom of their people. They just want to replace white men in the hierarchy that we currently have right now in the world. You also have to realize that there are a lot of, I'm just going to speak for my people, not a lot, but enough black men to where it's a problem, choose white partners because it has absolutely nothing to do with how great this white woman is and everything to do with him banging the white man, and banging the white man in the sense of, I was able to get one of your women, right? Like it validates them in some kind of way. It's sick. I wish they would get therapy instead of a white woman to it, like literally, who is not being picked because she is loved by this man, but she is being picked because he is fighting some war in his head with the white men in her family. Like, get therapy, not a woman. Too many men look to us to heal them. Absolutely not. Go to therapy and then come back to me and give me the life I deserve. Thank you so much, Rocky. We're going to end on this. The people came to church today, Nikki. Today, thank you. Thank you so much, Tamika. And again, everything that I talked about, I'm going to watch this back, child. I'm going to watch this back and I want to make sure I put in as much as I can. A lot of the stuff we talked about, I was not prepared. So I just had, you know, references that I know in my mind, but I also want to give you a reference to where I got these things from. So give me a minute. I'm going to watch this back and I'm going to try to reference everything that we talked about in this video. Shout out to everybody who has been in here with me. We've had over 300 people in the room. Thank you. Make sure when you leave with a like. Not leave with a like, but make sure you give me a like before you leave. Thank you for having this difficult discussion with me. I know we come here for comedy a lot of the times. And I really, because I couldn't find a way to joke about this, I did not want to have the conversation, but I just did not want young Black girls to be, in my opinion, I did not want them to live under some of the same patriarchy and white gaze ideals that a lot of the elders put on us within our community. I wish I would have had somebody tell me that I am okay just the way I am. So I hope you know, so I want to do that for, you know, the young Nikki that didn't get that opportunity. I want to do that for you. I don't want you to live your life living to a certain standard or living under a certain idea that is against everything that you are. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are the beginning of everything, baby. That's just fact. That's just fact. Okay? You are that girl, and we love you. And do what you're going to do. Do what you're going to do. Live your life, Black woman. Live your life, young Black girl. Live your life, young, free, and happy and unapologetic. I love y'all. We're going to get free as a family. Thank you to everybody who has joined me here. Thank you to all those who agree or who disagree. I still love you. Anyhow, I will see you tomorrow for the Housewives. We're going to get back to it, Lord. We're going to talk about race in New York and in Beverly Hills, but we're going to have more fun there. But thank you for everybody who has joined me. I love you. I'll see you soon for something else. Bye, family. Oh, gosh. Make sure y'all get your airport bonnets. Should I do a giveaway? I don't have a bonnet with me. Damn it. I should have been prepared. Love y'all. Bye.